All right. We are going to have to bid a fond farewell to Dr. Schwager. I'm so sorry, but I understand. I've been talking to people around here, and they tell me you're going on to a better job. A job where you really will be able to use your people skills, your time management skills, your high level of professionalism, and of course years of healthcare experience. Let's just see where you're going. I just don't know, you're going to need this where you're going, because you're going to shed a few tears.
I'm also going to need some new underwear also.
Whatever it takes. Hopefully they have a budget for that.
Joint base will buy it for you.
Well, I've been talking to people, so we thought we'd just do a little review, because today you are you. That is truer than true, and there's no one alive who is youer than you. So who is this mysterious Dr. Schwager? Well, number one, I can attest to the fact that he is a perfect gentleman with high style and a lot of class. Remember that moment? The premiere of my film, and you were there to celebrate with me among the stars. It was lovely. Well, yes, that is true. But there must be a few other things. So I went back and I spoke with someone by the name of Belinda, because she was there from the beginning. She knew you from the beginning. And there was a few things that she noticed about you right from the beginning. Belinda, tell me, what did you notice about Dr. Schwager?
Well, every morning Dr. Schwager would come in and say good morning, and the first thing he would do, good morning.
It's true, and I also understand, perhaps because of this passion for cleanliness, that he was the head of the infection control committee. Is that a move from the control? But there was a few other things that we noticed too. It's a little thing. It's a little thingy.
It doesn't work, so I've been clicking.
Okay. Well, one thing about Dr. Schwager I found out is very down to earth, and he doesn't drive a hot fancy car like all the other doctors I knew. Most of them like a Ferrari, a Porsche, maybe a Beamer, but Dr. Schwager had this wonderful red rusty minivan, and on the back were many feminist stickers. Women rule. I can't even think of all of them. But but he was a high class in other ways too. Like most doctors come with a little bag that they carry their tools in, or they come along with a nice leather briefcase. Dr. Schwager, what did he bring every day, Belinda, when he came into work?
Good morning.
So Belinda knew if there's something important you need to see, toss it into the briefcase.
Federal crime.
From the anybody have whiteout? Right out of there. So he really is a down-to-earth kind of guy, always trying to fit in any way that he could. And matter of fact, he wanted to really get along with his participants, and so he took Spanish lessons for years and years and years and years. Well, months. Well, anyway, and Belinda, tell him something in Spanish, because I'm sure he'll understand.
Well, I'm sitting with the client, and the client is asking me, Doctor, estoy sufriendo de estreñimiento. Por favor, dígame qué es lo que tengo que hacer.
Sí. necesita una laxativa.
Saved this organization a lot of money in language line and interpreters, and he also speaks some Cambodian. Can you say a phrase in Khmer for us? Exactly. So, you know, he's really trying to fit in. And one of the things we had here, we had a contest of, can you recognize who this is? So we had baby pictures. We all brought in baby pictures, and Dr. Schwager brought in this picture of himself with a little puppy, and it was so cute. And then I said, "Oh, you had a dog when you were young," and Dr. Schwager said, "Well, no, but that was my neighbor's dog. I never got to have a dog." So, you know, because you might need company in your next job, we'd like to present you with a puppy of your very own. You can pick out any name you want. You can call him Jack. But he always went along with all the things that we did, and he liked to come to have lunch with us. But he never brought his own lunch. And he, you know, I guess he's busy. He didn't have time to pack. So he would sit in the lunchroom and we'd try to share a sandwich, and he'd say, no, eat what you want. I'm going to just seagull. I'll see what's left over. And so began the great tradition at Pace of seagulling at lunch. I do it myself sometimes. I look around, you know, see what people have. I wait for them to throw me something. But it is, you know, if left alone in a room full of food.
Verna, to present Dr. Schwager.
There you go.
You.
A little something, a little something, a little seagull something.
Seagull poop.
And in case there's no one to seagull from you in your next job, a gift certificate to the Chinese buffet of your choice. Because, which is close to seagulling.
Seagull poop is edible.
It is. And, you know, we don't want you to go hungry until you know, learn how to go to the next group of people and seagull food off of them. But the other thing that, you know, he's always been a good sport when we have a party or a talent contest or something like that. He would always jump right in. And at one talent contest, he won the heart of one of our participants. Do you remember that moment? That's all they, that's all Lola, I think you were there and you saw it happen. Do you want to give some words?
Yeah, Dr. Schwager, Rhode Island top doctor. It's time to say farewell and good luck to the best top dog. A wave, a tear, a farewell. Forever it will be a special moment. However, know that goodbyes are not forever. Goodbyes are not the end. They simply mean we will miss you. It was a pleasure working with you. You are an inspiration to work with. Pace top dog. Your hard work and dedication has earned you this title. We all at Pace are proud to work side by side with you. No goodbyes, no tears. However, we will miss you. However, we will miss you until we cross paths again. You will always be in our minds. Best regards, always.
That kind of takes my breath away, but I think now we need to move on to talk to about Dr. Schwager, the man. Yes, he has quite a few hobbies and pursuits that go beyond the walls of Pace. Luckily, that will keep him going. Yes, he's quite an accomplished runner. It turns out he's been in the Boston Marathon a couple of times, and I don't know, have you ever won anything? But it's good, it's good. And is there another, oh, I think there's one more picture of him as a runner. There we go. With our Christine Eisenhower.
Oh, cute.
I guess that first picture was when you were a little more. This is nice too, this is nice. And you know, just because we know you're going to keep running no matter what, even though right now you're running away from us. For those sweaty sneakers. Sneaker balls. I won't say anything more than that. So, and there's another thing that we have they've discovered at Pacey. Turns out he is a fan of a team that, personally, I can't understand. The Boston Red Sox.
Well, and last year, as many of you recall, we had a cupcake wars, and Dr. Schwager took one for the team last year. Always a team player, he had a high-resolution, glossy photo yearbook of last year's Boston Red Sox, and he sacrificed it for cupcake wars. He cut out the heads of all the players so that we could put them on the cupcakes in their appropriate positions. So we thank you for that, Dr. Schwager, because I believe we won the award for most team spirit. So that was before they won the World Series, right, Henry?
Yeah.
And then they won the World Series, so here is a tribute to the Boston Red Sox, their third World Series in 10 years.
Cupcake wars? Seriously? Okay. Must be all those feminist stickers on the back of his car. Dr. Schwager is a man who's not afraid to show the feminist side. And that's why we love him so much. And he's been such a great fit here in this, what is it, 98% female organization? If you're a guy, raise your hand. Don't be afraid. Yes, okay. But you know, even the calmest, most even-spirited person, which Dr. Schwager, as I understand it, never. He has to blow up a little steam at some point. You're going to get mixed up with a lot of strange birds as you go. I think you might have done that here, but you know, there could be more out there. But Brenda, you have discovered this, right?
Yes, so thank you for the flattering picture. Forever, absolutely picked that picture. So I'm really cute. To my surprise, dear old, very festive, Easterish looking Dr. Schwager today, when he's not on his phone. I saw him playing Angry Birds once or twice. So as I shop in the toy section for my granddaughter, every time I see something with the Angry Birds, I take a picture and I send it to Dr. Schwager. So that's something that I will continue to do, but in the meantime, some fruit snacks, Angry Birds, for you to enjoy. Actually save them, don't open them.
Why, are they expired or something? We're not going there. So, you know, Angry Birds, I tried that game. Dr. Schwager actually recommended it to me once. And I get past level 3. I'm just not much at tossing a bird.
It's a secret talent, Dr. Schwager.
All right, so other things we discovered, or people have told me anyway, about Dr. Schwager. I think there's another hobby he has. Late in the afternoon, mysterious boxes. Dr. Schwager, what could that be? Heavy enough for a dead body, but a little small. Not really sure. And then we discovered we had wine brought to the office. Our previous nurse practitioner and I, Lorraine, often took a peek at those boxes, attempted to, free one of those bottles. And once upon a time, actually managed to get one out of it. But it was an interesting thing to find out. He is just a guy with a beauty. So, well, I'll tell you, you're moving on. You're going to have other peeps. It might take you a while. So, you're never going to have peeps like here. Let me just tell you. We are your peeps.
Yeah.
But until you get settled in and can find another batch of crazy ducks to a little basket of peeps to keep you going. Don't let Bobby hear that. Yes. Well, there is one more thing. Excuse her, it's Dr. Schwager. One of the things that kind of, Dr. Schwager, you have a lot of class, and I know you have concerns about infection control. And I have heard that in your next position, you won't really be wearing the McDonald's, but I understand that you want to wear a bow tie to, go back. You want to wear a bow tie. So we have not only purchased you a #1 deluxe bow tie so that you can maintain that stately, erudite look and join the ranks of Dr. Dennison. I know. When you leave one place, you really have to do a total makeover. I was thinking of referring you to what not to wear, but they shut down the show. So the best we can do is a lovely bow tie. That this is a real bow tie that has to be tied, and a lesson with Angel, free lesson. We don't want the next group of people to think we're sending on along a slab, Anyway, I think, Joe, did you have a few words that you would like to throw into this mix?
Well, I do want to share a story of one of my experiences with Dr. Schwager early in his tenure here.
Oh, wait.
So, I had the pleasure of going on a NPA conference trip with some people in this room, and Dr. Schwager was one of them, and it was in, I believe, New Mexico, was it not? And one of the events that they had there was a hot air balloon ride, and people could stand in line, and the balloon was tethered to the ground, but it would allow you to go fairly far up, and there was a line, and eventually we realized that we should get in this line if we wanted the opportunity. And so Dr. Schwager and I were in line to get in the hot air balloon, and so we got into line, and there was a group in front of us from Fallon Healthcare Systems, which is located in Worcester, and there were a lot of them, and they were talking, and they weren't moving, and the line was moving, and they were not moving, and the line kept moving, and they were not moving, and so eventually I made some observation that the line had moved and they hadn't, at which point they allowed us to go in front of them. So Dr. Schwager and I cut them in line at their request and got into the hot air balloon immediately. Well, we went up, and Dr. Schwager was quite enjoying the trip, as I recall. He was looking around, he was, regarding the experience of being in a hot air balloon, and I was observing the fact that the person inside the balloon was extremely anxious and was trying to get us back down to the ground as fast as possible. He's leaning over the basket, I'm leaning in the basket. There was a little bit of, he was enjoying the experience, I was getting more anxious. And as soon as we got up, we were being dragged down to the ground. And we get down to the ground, and I believe his observation was, wow, that was really quick. And I remember the guy who was in the basket going, my God, that was awful. The wind had picked up so much that they were having a hard time controlling the basket. Well, so that was our experience together in the hot air balloon. But I do want to just say that I was at the National Pace Association Policy Conference 2 days ago. I want to tell you, how long ago was that trip, Dr. Schwager?
2008.
2008. Thank you. Not that you wouldn't remember details. From that point, two days ago, the Fallon people still say to me, I can't believe we let you go cut us in line because we ended up being the last people allowed up. Because the wind was so bad. So all those years later, Fallon still remembers us as having stolen their ride.
I think they need to learn to move on like Dr. Schwager.
So, is there anything else you'd like to share, Verna?
Only a heavy sigh. Because, you know, an era is ending. An era is ending. Don't worry, I will carry on. I will continue to make the jello, cook the hot dishes, and, you know, keep people with the bowels moving.
That's kind of hard for me to come up with. Thank you so much for sharing. So before it goes any further, to put some closure to this, I want to thank those of you who participated in putting this together. It was from the heart and very thoughtful, and it was very well deserved. Dr. Schwager, your time with us has been an absolute treat. Our clients have benefited from your skill and your knowledge. You are a true gentleman, and we will miss you dearly. This is a little token of our appreciation. What is inside of here is actually a legitimate gift certificate, unlike the Chinese buffet one. So with that, I would just like to extend my thanks. And if you'd like to say any words, by all means.